Welcome back, everybody, to an episode of Tech Tuesday. My name is Ben,
And I'm Bradley.
and we will be going through your questions as per usual
Yeah.
on Tech Tuesday. So, yeah, I got a series of questions here. May reach back over to the Facebook page and grab a few, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, before we begin, Bradley, don't laugh.
It's
Do you have
a thing
any
every week.
quibbles, fashion statement tips, maybe some questions for the people out there before we begin?
Questions, I guess I could say, what kind of videos do you guys want us to make? I know Tim's not
Outside
here.
of tuning videos, obviously.
So,
Tuning videos.
yeah, we know you want tuning videos, but yesterday we posted a video on the social medias. I don't know. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know where else it went.
It's just on there for
But
right
it was
now, yeah.
regarding throttle body gaskets, and I thought it was some pretty good information. Stuff like that. We're going to make another one today. It will probably be out today.
Mhm.
Regarding fuel pump, inline fuel pump, some fittings and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
curious what you guys want to see on that stuff. Some more in-depth, like, details that maybe we could adjust in the manuals or just give y'all more information. I
Yeah.
know that's what we go through on here, but it's mainly just answering questions, and it's specific to something to do with your install or whatever, but something that's like you want to see.
Yeah.
So if there's a specific way to do the throttle body, or what's better on mounting fuel lines and things like that, location of a command center, things like that. I mean, I'm really open to suggestions on that because they're kind of spur of the moment a little bit. So
Yeah, sometimes it's just seeing something that comes up and we're like,
Yeah.
you know what, that could be helpful. But
yeah,
if you guys have anything outside of tuning videos, Tim gets back next week.
Yeah.
So obviously he'll have a lot to fill in, but we'll be getting back to those installation guide episodes for you, as well as the tuning videos that will be coming out with those, as well as some other tuning related videos that we're excited to get into for you guys. But like Bradley said, anything outside of like using the advanced tuning software right now, we'd be more than happy to help put together. If it's relatively basic stuff on tuning, I'm sure we could get into that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go. We'll just jump right into the questions while you clicked on the video with question 1, Trent Dog 2832. Is Tim's Killshot tuning guide going to be available on the software update page, or is it a for sale item that has to be purchased, or a series of videos? Question mark, question mark. Good question.
So I didn't get like an actual information on like where it's going to be, but if I were to take a crack at where it's going to be, I would say under the support tab, and then we'll probably have a separate drop down for tuning guides. I think that would be the best place for it to go, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be something you have to purchase, because every bit of information that we put out with the tech documents and stuff like that, which those are going to be on the website also. It's just going to be on a drop down. You can download it, go through that stuff. He might do a series of videos, honestly, if he's doing the tuning videos, which he's going to do with the install on the S10. They're going to go through tuning it once they get it up and running. He might reference that tuning guide because it's all applicable to what he's going to be doing. So I don't know exactly the format on that, on what they're planning on doing, but
it's not a video.
That's it's not going to be like a video where you go and watch it and you follow along that way. It's literally a written document with pictures and like describing where to go, how to connect to the ECU, how to change it from metric to imperial units, stuff like that. And then it goes further in depth on like what certain tables do and stuff like that. So super helpful for somebody who doesn't or isn't familiar with our software, because I know it looks different from other stuff. So it's super helpful. I've given it a read. I think it's just a rough draft so far, but not sure if we have like an actual release date on that, but I figured I'll just drop it in here because I know this is the place to
Yeah, no,
put all the
it's
secrets.
Perfect. Yeah,
So,
no, it's good. It's not a video. It will be on the website as soon as we have a specific place for all of the tech documents that have been made, are currently in the process of being made. I don't know the exact place, but it should not be something that is purchased, at least not in like the foreseeable future. Like maybe like eons in the future, and like the demand is so high that we just have to, and the traffic on the website is, I don't know, but it just, there's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no way that will be purchased content in the any time near future.
All right. Next question. Dennis Tilson -V1B. Hello again. I have a Killshot Classic kit, and I need to change the location of the inlet, return, and block off connections. Tim said it could be done in one of your videos on the TBI. I managed to remove one of them, and there appears to be some type of thread locker used on threads. They are so tight, I'm afraid something will break if I continue trying to remove and relocate any more of them. Why would that be used from factory ORB-6 fittings? Any suggestions on what I should do now? Thanks. So
there is a sealant on there, right? It's like a Loctite sealant.
Yeah, it's like a thread sealant. You can definitely do that. I'm not exactly sure, like, the specific reason why they use that, other than it just being secure. I've personally done that on my system that was on my car. So I had a Royal Flush system. I'm going to a Jackpot now. I'm doing an LS swap. I did that same thing. So you're okay to do that. It's not, as far as I'm aware, it's not going to void anything because it's not really it's not technically modifying it. I mean, that's totally okay. So they're on there pretty tight.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not for sure the reason why it's on there. I think just overall, if people decide to use it as it comes out of the box, those are, secured on there as best as possible. But I believe Tim, in the videos you're addressing, has said just be careful as you loosen those up, but you're totally okay to do that. And it's not going to void any warranty, as you said.
Yeah, whenever I had mine, I actually took the -6 out of the front and just put one of those flush block offs in there because I didn't want to have like an AN cap on it. And then I had the one in the back, and I just used the one in the back. And I just deadheaded it because I had a command center, so I was using the command center. But yeah, that's totally acceptable to do that. So
Arch Swinger is our third question. When is the expected release of the Killshot Pro?
You would know this more than me.
They've already manufactured quite a few. I would imagine they're gonna send them by boat. So I'm gonna probably say, and this is just speculation, probably, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, middle of February probably to beginning of March is probably a good realistic, like, okay, we're going to start seeing the Killshot Pro in the warehouse.
That's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's just based on your communication with them.
So we're very excited for the Killshot Pro. We're really excited to bring it on with just the overall improvements that it has, and just, I don't know, upgrades, the ability to use drop down air cleaners. There's just so many reasons why it's just a really cool thing that we're going with. But as far as a release date specifically, you could probably expect to see it as early as mid-February, maybe mid-March. If I had to give an estimate based on what I know, that's probably the realm in which we'll start to see some of that stuff come to fruition. I don't have an exact date. Obviously, they haven't told me, and they probably will wait to tell us until it gets really, really close. But it is very close to I mean, they've already manufactured a lot of them in China, so they should be heading over here as soon as possible. So,
All right, next question. Orange Marrow. I wonder if he has an orange Camaro. Great products, guys. In the middle of my Killshot install and had a thought that a push to start option would be sweet. Also, what's your experience with a carb spacer on your TBI? Yeah, push to start's fine. Just make sure it's on a relay. Make sure it's good.
Yeah.
As far as the carb spacer goes,
I've seen a lot of that question here recently.
Yeah.
Like a lot. I mean, people asking for even brands specific. So I think a lot of it came even after that text short that you did on yesterday, with that gasket video. I think people are asking that question quite a bit recently.
Yeah, and it probably has to do with the intake they're running, honestly. Plenty of people run them, not seeing any issues caused by them, honestly. I think they're just fine. If it's for clearance on an intake or anything specific like that, I think you're good. Just make sure to run a gasket on it, because I've seen people, believe it or not, I've seen people take the gasket that comes in the kit and put it in between the spacer and the intake and then not run a gasket on the top side. So, it's just some things that I've seen in the past. So make sure to use your gaskets appropriately. I feel like I'm repeating a lot about gaskets here lately, but it's important. So
I mean, genuinely, it's something we've seen a lot of very recently. So just, it's not so much a reminder as much as it is like, that's just what we've seen recently.
Yeah, just keep it in mind.
Yeah. Next question goes to Chris Phoenix, 6564. Can the quick draw and Killshot both be connected to the Prodash at the same time? If not, why?
Yes.
No, they can definitely be connected at the same time. I mean, if you use, I think he's talking about, maybe you bought the quick draw separately and it came with its own handheld or something like that.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference when you buy them together. It's not considered a standalone quick draw. So
does the splitter come in both, or just the one that comes with the you buy it with the system?
It'll come in the bundle, as far as I'm aware. So if you got a standalone quick draw, I don't think it comes with a can splitter because it has its own handheld and everything. So it's kind of, if you just get a quick draw by itself, then it's really for if you're running a carburetor and you put a 406 or 480 in your truck or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you get them together, it comes with the can splitter.
Yeah.
So
I can definitely ask to make sure that this is the case, because it should be. But you should be able to call in customer service and ask for a can splitter and get that shipped out to you. But absolutely, you can.
Yeah, we run this on our C10, our test C10. We've got a Killshot with timing control and all that, and we've got a 480 with quick draw, and we run the can splitter. It's not a Prodash; it's a 5-inch handheld.
But you run
it doesn't really matter, but I'm just saying it's not Prodash.
Yeah.
And it works great. So.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, next question.
Epic name.
Ninja Pumpkin. Yeah.
Beautiful name.
Ordered my Killshot. Cannot find info on this, but are there in their plan? Hold on. Let me restart.
Been there, done that.
Ordered my Killshot. Cannot find info on this, but is there plans for dual carb setup, including software, anytime in the future?
No.
If so, would need to order a second gold throttle body when time comes.
Okay.
All right.
I was joking, but there's a that is a good question.
Okay, he said, this other guy said, I think they touched on this in the last episode. It is in the works. It is a new product. It is the Killshot Pro.
Yep.
The Killshot Pro can be used as just a single throttle body, but it has the capabilities to do both. So the throttle body design is a lot better. Like he was saying, you can use the drop-down air cleaner. You've got the internal fuel pressure sensor. A lot of different innovations.
64-bit architecture.
Yeah, much better architecture. There's a lot of innovation in the design and the external body of the throttle body itself. So me personally, if I were going to get a Killshot when that comes out, I would just get that one because of all the benefits, but it is capable of dual quad.
Yeah. As far as the gold, I don't know what the colors will be. Like, what other colors will release with it. I know at the beginning it will be black and polished only. So if you are running a gold throttle body now, there isn't a Killshot Pro gold throttle body. And the throttle bodies that we have now with the current TBI setups won't be able to do dual quad ability. So to my knowledge, now Tim could come back and say that he's worked on something else, but my understanding is you will have to run the Killshot Pro with that 64-bit architecture. I also want to say real quick, when it comes to creating the dual quad setup, this has been something that we've been in the works on for, I mean, honestly, over a year, a little bit more, honestly. And there's some guys, some of you are probably watching this video, that have helped us out with the development of this, and Tim will probably elaborate on it too, but our goal was to release something that truly, genuinely works. So a lot of times when we were running with or looking into dual quad setups, it would run, just wouldn't run well. There wasn't a whole lot you could do with it.
The drivability is awful, and
there's just a lot of things that people were kind of frustrated with, and so we didn't want to deal with a lot of those headaches. So we worked really hard to create a product that would not have those same issues. It would be a lot easier to tweak, handle. Running conditions are great, those kinds of things. And I believe a lot of that has to do with that 64-bit architecture that we just talked about, like serious industrial grade chips of firmware, software, everything in there is top of the line. I mean, by comparison, I'm not trying to shout out any of the, hurt any of the other competitors. Competitors are great. A lot of them are in the 16 realm. Most of our products right now, all of our products right now, are 32-bit architecture already. So it's already double. This is way more. So that just to show the how much different this is from what is currently being put out by other people or even ourselves. Like, this is a massive deal for us. So all that to say, you probably need to go with the Killshot Pro to have dual quad abilities moving forward. That's where I'm getting that from. Yeah. Tim may come down the line and say we actually have made it to where you can use the older generation of throttle bodies. We don't plan on getting rid of those. We still plan on running those things as well. But that's my 2 cents, if you will, on the whole setup.
Yeah.
Cool.
Joe Droid 1. A couple of questions. I currently have a Killshot with a MSD 6014 controlling spark and timing on a 6.2 LS and an S10. I have your fuel pressure kit and currently reading FP on the display, but would like to add oil pressure as well. On this video, you go into this, but it appears you have to choose one or the other, but not both. Also, I didn't see a fuel level sender wire on the harness. Is that something I can add to the loose wire plug? I also have a Jackpot LS Lite kit on another truck. Same questions for it as well. Thanks, guys. Okay, so on the Killshot, it is one or the other for fuel pressure or oil pressure. It's one or the other. That's how it's been. So as far as running that on that truck with the 6.2 LS, it's going to be one or the other in the software.
Yep, absolutely. Fuel level sender wire. I believe what I've been told is that if you don't have it, it will be something that you can get and repin into the loose wire harness. That's what I've been told. I think Tim said that. I know Bradley has touched on it a little bit too. So that's the plan. If you have an older system or older generation of system and want to have that feature, most kits now, I mean, I've already seen it in many of the comments, already have it. So a lot of you guys probably already have it. I don't remember when we first started putting it out, but it was a while ago. So, but yeah, we do want everybody to have that ability to have that as an option. So if you don't have it, we'd probably I know there'll be posts and all kinds of stuff about it when it's truly out. So just stay on the lookout for it. Iris Cloverfield, any chance of a 6L80, 6L90 controller? What about the Gen 5 GM stuff? Did I say that wrong?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it Gen V and I just messed it up? I was like, okay. No. Oh man. This is why I love Tech Tuesday, is because it's just sharing the stuff that is going on to people that actually care. But this is very much so in the process. If you came to SEMA or PRI, you also might have heard some of those things as well. But we are planning to expand our horizons when it comes to different transmissions, not even just GM. Ford, Mopar. I mean, there's a lot of really cool opportunities with our trans controller and what we'll be able to offer. Am I saying too much? I don't think I am. I think Tim would be proud of me. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone even more than I normally am. But I think that you should know that, yes, those things are on the way.
Yeah. I think it'll be something that's a little bit further down the line, as far as when you look at all these other things that we're putting out in the marketplace here relatively soon.
Yeah, maybe not as quickly as the Killshot Pro.
But yeah. There's a chance.
You may have looked at it today.
There's
I don't even know.
No, there's a chance. There's a very strong chance.
So you're saying there's a chance? No.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying that there's a chance.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so we've talked about that in R&D.
Yeah,
a few times.
Yeah, just a couple, just a few times.
This is the first time that
Tim would be proud.
Able to actually say this.
Yeah.
Because before, when people were asking about it, we were like, no, we're not doing that. It's like, yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
So
there's a very good chance. Yeah.
But I will say that based on the conversations that I've had, it's, as far as like just the Gen 5 in general goes, it's been more, at first, I could be wrong, but just like I said, based on the conversations that we've had, it will be like a multi-port setup for that instead of direct.
Mm-hmm.
But we're looking into that also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And like he said, more than just GM.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I'm just going to leave that at that. I'll let them create their own ideas and realities off of that. Because...
yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, we're going to do one last question to wrap up today on the Facebook page. I kind of like that. Maybe we come back like one question a week on the Facebook page just to address some of those things that we see there. This one is by Ray Inman. He says, this question is on the Aces Killshot. So on a carburetor, you use the choke to reduce the air coming into the carburetor, thus changing the air-fuel mixture till the engine warms up. What do you adjust on the Killshot to get the same effect?
So he's just trying to make it richer on startup. So if you're having a hard start issue, I would go look at the hard start document, and if you don't have it, then just give us a call. We'll send it to you, no problem. But it has startup enrichment parameters put in there, and if you need to change those, and that's in the tuning software, and I'm sure it'll get touched on.
Yeah. Yep.
I believe it's in the handheld too, but honestly, whenever I'm doing stuff like that, I just get on the laptop because I'm more comfortable with it. But, yeah, you can get to park air versus CCT there, but that's not exactly what he's talking about. He's just talking about making sure that it's got enough fuel, or he's wanting to change the fuel mixture until it warms up. But it has that startup enrichment, and it's based on ECT, so it will kind of do that on its own. But if you want to change it, then you can.
Yeah.
So. I see some people on here talking about fuel table offset and IAC, which is idle air control. Stuff like that. I mean, that's not...
Isn't there a way to change how much fuel you get on startup or take away a certain amount or put in a certain amount?
Yeah, that's the startup enrichment. And park air versus ECT will help with it too. So, like, if you're having to give it throttle when you're starting, needs more air, that's the park air versus ECT. I see this a lot. I'm just going to touch on this since I saw one of those the comments. The IAC, idle air control, I see people adjusting that all the time, and they're doing it like as soon as they start the car. They're like going and messing with stuff. Let it warm up. Let it get into closed loop. You'll see it when it goes into closed loop. It'll start making a short-term field trim if you HP tuner guys. That's like the terminology.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure.
Let it build some heat. Let it come idle down and smooth out a little bit. It'll go into closed loop. Make your closed loop adjustments first. So the fuel table offset in the handheld, if you're not on 210 and above, that's not going to be on there on the software version. So do that first. Get the fuel dialed in first. Let it warm up. Get past the startup enrichment and go into closed loop. Let it settle. Make small increments on your fuel table offset. So say it's pulling 20% of fuel out. Make 5 or 10. See how it reacts. Then get closer and closer until you get to that 100 or like 99, whatever. Don't just pull. This is kind of like an unwritten rule, but I don't ever just pull the full 20 or full 30 or add full 20, full 30. I mean, that's just small increments. See how it reacts, and then incrementally change it, and it'll get better and better. Once you get that put in, and once you get it idling better and it's smooth, because it will change how it's running. That's how you'll kind of notice if it's like super far off, which it's not normally unless you pick a cam type that you probably shouldn't have picked. You'll hear it. You'll like actually hear it change whenever it goes into closed loop. I mean, you'll see your AFR change on the handheld. You see your pulse width change on the handheld.
It'll say it on the handheld if you haven't changed it.
Yeah, if you actually have it. Well, it's not on the 5-inch handheld.
Oh, it's not on the
regular.
5-inch?
It's on the Prodash, like without changing anything. You can put it on the 5-inch handheld, but you'll see when it goes into closed loop. And get all that dialed in first, and then adjust your IAC. Because on a cold start, the IAC is going to be open more.
Yeah.
And it has to come down. And if you don't let it come down and actually see where it's sitting at idle, then you're adjusting based off of a cold start. And then once it does get up to temperature, it's going to be doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I see that way too often. I just wanted to say that because I saw this on the comment.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. That's the way I do it on every single one of them that I do. I let it warm up, let it get into closed loop, fuel table offset, idle air control.
Brilliant. Awesome.
There's kind of an order of operation to this stuff.
Yeah.
If you do one thing first instead of the other, it's just not going to really jive well. Yeah. I mean, that's from personal experience.
That just makes sense.
Yeah, that's from personal experience. But if you don't know that, if you don't know to do that first, it's very tempting. Oh, it's idling high right now. Let me go adjust something real quick. Or they see, because in the manual it says you want it between 15 and 20 or 10 and 20. So they see it up there at 70, 80 or whatever, and they're like, oh, I got to get that down.
Yeah.
Just let it come down on its own, see how far down it's going to get, and then go from there.
Yeah.
After you do your fuel table offset, because if it's running rich, the IAC is going to open up because it's going to try to hit that target AFR. So those things go hand in hand. Get that fuel table offset dialed in first. Get it where it needs to be based on the loop percent, and then adjust your IAC.
Yeah.
So just wanted to put that out there.
Awesome. Thanks, Bradley.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come up here and shoot Tech Tuesday with me. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Tech Tuesday. If you liked it, please feel free to leave a like down below. If you have any questions about Aces fuel injection or EFI in general, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and we'll be happy to get to it in our next Tech Tuesday video. And if you know anybody that's thinking about going with fuel injection or just engine management systems, anything like that, send them our way. We'd be loving to, show them what we've got going on. So yeah, thanks again so much for watching this episode. Yeah. And like always, we'll see all of you in the next one. Bye for now.